Alright guys, what's going on? Melissa here. So we had an evacuation order I had on my radio if we were going to be out and about on the west side. They're telling people to evacuate. Thinking it's a fire. We're home. We're safe. Anyways, just got back from watching Superman with my two sons. This was a belated birthday for one of my sons. So we finally got to that. And then I had donated today, and then I had work tonight, but that got canceled. So I just want to talk about something. While I was at the plasma center, every time I tell somebody, my abortion story, they're like, you have the, unfair advantage, Melissa. I'm like, yeah, I know. They're like, you've been through it, so you can relate. I'm like, yep, I can. So I decided to use my time while they were sticking me at plasma, to work on my presentation, because that is the only time I usually sit down for a really long period at a time is when I'm doing plasma. So I'm sitting there and I'm doing ChatGPT, and I'm like, Melissa, you already know you're going to do a lot with relationships because abortion breaks relationships, right? So I'm like, get in there and talk about what happened with you with the relationships. And again, I have to be careful what I'm saying here, but I am going to be talking about that and coming up with solutions to help women deal with those nuances in relationships that they just don't know how to deal with. I didn't have anyone to help me. And when I honestly told my boyfriend Randy, I was kind of thinking of breaking up because I just didn't I didn't think, that we should be together. He was crying and he was upset. And I remember feeling like, yes, you made the right decision to try to work it out with him. It was pure, it was young love, it was genuine, it was right. And so I didn't realize until today what I was doing too during that time. I did not realize I was giving myself some space still in navigating the relationship because I still had my doubts. I was still like, well, yeah, I wasn't sure, and I was being honest. I was going to him. When you have a problem with someone, you should go to them. So I was going to him. I wasn't quite sure. Everything changed within a second. That happens to young girls, right? I mean, I remember just something today totally changed for me. I totally saw something totally different. Now try to deal with that as a young girl. So anyways, I was just telling him, I was being honest, and he was crying. And of course, when you care about someone, you're like, okay, I'm gonna put his feelings first, and your voice can get lost in that, but I'm thinking of him because he's upset. So you're seeing someone be very vulnerable with you, and there's some confusion, and there's high emotions and all that, and you're trying to do the best you can. And I thought, yeah, I doubted myself and said, I'm probably wrong. I'm probably wrong. I should work it out. I should stay with him, right? So there was doubt as a I was 16 then? I dated him at 15. So I don't know what the expectations were, but I was expected to date at 15. I think that was family expectations, stability maybe, to have a boyfriend, I don't know, fit in maybe. All the other girls were doing it is what I was told. My mom said that, so, my dad tried to protect me with that. But anyways, and I just remember feeling like, okay, I'm probably wrong. So I doubted myself there, and I felt like, okay, you're making the right decision now. So as I was navigating, I got a phone call. Whoops, that looks like it's my son. So I am probably going to get that. Nope, that one's not my son. Okay, I don't think it is. Anyways, so as I was navigating, I was just like, you know what, I just was not 100%. So then when I actually questioned the condom, I did the right thing. I showed caution. And I'm like, well, I'm not quite sure. But then I'm thinking, well, in school, they say it's always safe. They say it's always safe. So I'm like, okay, you know what? The schools know better. They said it's safe. I've never had a condom break on me, so why wouldn't it be safe? And sure enough, I mean, he did have that in his wallet, and that's why I questioned it. And sure enough, it broke. So at that point, going back and working this out, even today, processing still stuff I didn't understand. Um, I did. I did validate my autonomy. I was like, okay, you just did something after I asked you whether he meant to or not. I actually already had caution for myself. I cared about myself, and you just. I remember at the time feeling like he tricked me. That's how I felt, like he totally tricked me. So, and I think there was some pressure there. I think there was, like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, it's fine. I got it from my cousin Jason or something. It's fine. And so I think that little bit of pressure just to doubt myself instead of listening to myself better. Um, yeah, hold on. Hold on a second. I'm just going to stop this video for a second. Hold on, because I am seeing something that could be